This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe, anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
It's about comic books and movies, growing up with Rokusuke, Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale is just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Jeff defends Aquaman, Blake's just not listening. What? Jason impersonates Michael Keaton.
Some people just want to watch World Buzz.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed
Blake's
it.
top 5 has 98.
I got
Jason
more.
just loves him some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's a history of bad.
So bad.
It's a history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a history of bad. It's a history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 239. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake.
And I'm Jim.
Yay!
Hey, the gang's all here.
That was pretty clever. That was pretty good timing without even trying.
Wasn't even playing.
Look at that. So thanks, everybody, for listening.
That's right, because great minds think alike.
Adequate minds. Adequate minds.
Oh, wait, mediocrity.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. It is a history podcast that you're listening to. History of pop culture.
Not a history podcast.
Not a history podcast. Just want to say...
It's a history of Jason's bad impressions.
ooh.
Impressionations.
Impersonations.
Name of the show this week. No, thank you, everybody, for listening. We are on Molehole Talk Radio, so if you're listening to us Wednesdays, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern, or Saturdays, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, thank you for listening. You can go to Molehole Talk online on Google, and you can find us there. And they also have a lot of other ones. It's moleholebroadcast.com is actually the website, so just want to let everybody know. But anyways, with that being said, how's everybody doing?
Adequate. I'm doing pretty good. No complaints.
Blake?
I'm exhausted.
Okay, but you brought Pez.
That is correct.
After 6 months of a drought, because number one fan Doug can't give us one, and no one else has...
Can't count on the mailman to deliver.
Shocking.
So we now have number one fan Blake.
Number one fan... Wait a minute. You're a host and a fan.
Self-love. Yeah, why not?
Yes, so... Everybody, we have Pez back in the studios, since nobody sent us any.
Yeah, actually, I'm normal time host, but I'm 1.5 times the speed fan.
That's right. Anybody want to do up, down this week? We got any ups, Jeff? You got any ups?
No.
Okay, power bottom.
My up is Pez. I mean, Blake, thank you.
You're welcome.
You are now, I believe, leading for the Canadian of the Year.
Sweet.
Uh-oh, be Sonic Geek, you better fucking do something here.
Awesome.
Blake, you got any ups?
I didn't know I could be, nominated for that.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
As long as Scab Jeff doesn't win, we're good.
And we can nominate each other for our own categories?
You might win for...
Yeah.
Can this year, can we all at least win one category except for Scab Jeff?
Oh, I think that's fine. Change approved.
There you go. Scab Jeff will be in every category with us.
I think Scab Jeff actually has a good possibility.
He might win for Divorce of the Year.
Too soon?
No, never too soon.
No, actually, I think Mrs. Scab Jeff will win for that. You mean Mrs. Scab Jeff?
Well, that's change approved for the winter edition.
That's all right. He doesn't listen anyway.
Nobody's here for the round table on Christmas time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, we could talk about it and he won't know.
That's true. That is true. Blake, any ups?
Yes, I actually got caught up on my 6 episodes of Preacher.
How is it?
It's fucking awesome. I like it.
Is it going back to his
Family.
Yeah,
You know, the original roots there, and Tulip and Cassidy come along, and
Okay.
Grandma is one horrible person.
Yes, in the book she was.
Yeah, she's pretty bad, and of course her 2 lackeys, TC and the other guy, I forget what his name was.
Is it better than the last season? I thought last season
Yes.
stumbled a lot.
Yes, so this is like season 3,
Yeah.
technically, and it's back to like the comedy level of season 1, I believe.
Okay.
Because season 2 wasn't that funny.
No, and I thought they took it way too seriously, and
Yeah.
they really kind of harped on too many many things for too long.
Yes, and you would actually like this because the humor is back.
Okay.
There are a number of times I laughed out loud, and of course, there's a number of times I laughed out loud and went, "Oh my god!" Mm-hmm. Why am I laughing?
Is Cassidy awesome still?
Cassidy, yeah, the most recent episode. Cassidy is not your typical vampire, right?
Correct.
And so you don't associate him with a lot of the classic vampire stereotypes.
Like sparkling in the sunlight.
No, I'm talking about real. Don't you bring that in here? Don't you bring those sparkling
Down the
vampires?
hall. No, down the hall.
This is not for 13-year-old girls. No, but seriously, let me rephrase that. Traditional Dracula vampire types that don't sparkle in the sunlight.
Like Neil from Dark Angels.
Yeah, like Neil from Dark Angel Pretty Freaks. Because, Neil can fly.
Yes.
And Neil can essentially woo any woman he wants. He just says,
And man.
He just says, "Hey, good looking, come here and kiss me," and they do it. They have to do
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
He can shape change. Like Neil can shape change into like little adorable kitties. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Great dexterity, because when Neil gets into a fight, which he never really does. Mm-hmm. But if they did and they try to throw a punch, and Neil can like do like Matrix shit and dodge everything. So Cassidy actually meets another vampire, and he can do all of these stereotypical things that you've been waiting for like Cassidy to get around to do, but Cassidy doesn't know how to do it yet. But the funny thing is, it's like this old 17th century kind of French floozy guy, and so it's like Les Enfants du Sang. He is the maestro. Yeah, he's the king.
And Jim just went down.
Say, did you say fondue?
No, L'Enfant du Sang.
I have a bagel. I want to suck the blood out of you.
Yeah, Remy Lacroix du.
Who has a bagel and wants to suck the blood out of anybody? What does that even mean?
Because when you eat a bagel, you get dry mouth sometimes, so you got to have some type of liquid.
Well, you put cream cheese on it, you dumbass.
Not if you're a vampire. How many vampires do you know that eat bagels? I know a lot.
You know vampires?
Oh, yeah. And also, if they eat the everything bagel, that's really dry. And your breath is awful. But the problem is they would probably die because it has garlic in it.
I didn't realize that Panera was the hangout for
Vampires? Why do you think there's no mirrors there?
Because they don't want anybody looking at the reflection of the food.
Vampires' worst, least favorite hangout? Strip club.
Well, it's always dark.
It is true, but you never see them. It's an easy giveaway. So you recommend it?
Yeah. So he meets one, and it's pretty funny.
Named Fondue.
I do want to catch up because I knew that he was going back home, and that was one of my favorite storylines from the comics.
And it does it very well, I believe. And so I'm actually enjoying it, believe it or not.
Believe it or not. My up this week is the Indianapolis Children's Museum. It's a really nice museum. We have a season pass there, and obviously if you have kids, go.
And how'd you get in?
Anyways, they have a DC superheroes exhibit going on right now for the summer. I saw the
Aquaman?
No, well, he was there.
Well, hold on. This is in Indianapolis?
Yeah,
you
Children's
said?
Museum, yes.
Okay, so you got a fully clothed Wonder Woman, fully clothed Aquaman.
Gal Gadot's outfit is there. And the
They're only allowed to show ankles and
Is
wrists.
Gal Gadot in the outfit?
No, I made that comment to my wife today, and she punched me. But they do have, be jealous, Ben Affleck's official costume from Batman versus Superman.
Why would I be jealous of that?
Oh, you know you want to see it.
If they had Ben Affleck's Daredevil costume, I'd be more
That is
impressive.
true. But then also you go in and you have to get scanned into the Hall of Justice, and then they have like all these little obstacle things and like challenges that you got to do, like some physical, some mental. They're out, so it's really cool.
Mental.
It's really funny. It's really fun for the kids to do all that stuff and that. But the best part is Aquaman has an area, and it's the dock, and the bad guys are doing something. They're capturing the dolphins, is what it was. And so to get to the dolphins, you have to jump on the back of 3 turtle shells and get over to it. And I was like, my God, even Aquaman sucks in this. Like, he can't catch a break in anything.
When the movie comes out, you'll all see.
Will we? I hope
Yes.
so. I hope so. Until he gets killed by litter.
I have a question. Why do you go to Indianapolis to go to the Hall of Justice when it's in Cincinnati?
It is in Cincinnati, but and we do have a membership there too. But it's under a lot of renovation, and it's really kind of awful to go to right now. So
They haven't finished that yet?
no, still going on.
It's still going on, yeah.
The children's area is open.
Yeah, they actually opened a couple of areas, which was all completely closed earlier in
Yeah.
the year. But
You basically had like 2 areas to go to.
I think the traveling display
Yeah, traveling
area is
display's
open,
open.
and the
Yeah.
Children's Museum is now open.
I think they said October. I think it might be this year, maybe. So then that leads into my down: other people's kids. I don't know how many kids.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that down ever has to be expressed.
Sorry, my bad. I don't understand how, we try, my wife and I, to teach our kids really good manners, to wait in line, to share. And they're not perfect, obviously, but my God, if I have to fucking tell another kid to please do not cut in front of my daughter, or cut in front of my 2-year-old, or please do not grab that from him, I'm going to snap. I'm going to snap. And the parents are just oblivious. Fucking teach your kids.
See,
Sorry.
yeah, the fact that you're saying please, that's why I just look at him and say, no!
My 2-year-old today was playing on a little machine, and the 6-year-old came over and moved his hands out of the way, and I went to go tell him, and my 2-year-old looked at the kid, pushed his hands away, and says, "Mine!" And the kid walked away. And I was like, well done. But that irks me to no end. Fucking teach your kids some manners. Again, please. That's all I'm asking. So that's my down. Other people's kids. Oh, my God.
Jeff has been known to roll up a newspaper or a magazine and hit kids and yell, "No!"
On the nose?
on the nose.
Is that where you hit him?
I have no problem with that. They probably deserve it. So that's my down. Blake, you got any downs?
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about them.
Oh, okay. Jim, we got some downs?
I particularly don't have it down, but one of our viewers has it down.
Who's that?
Listeners.
One of our listeners has it down. That would be Brian Hackney.
Oh, what's his down?
He offered to be our new intern, and you never responded to him.
When did he offer?
It was on Twitter.
Today?
No, last week.
Oh. I might have muted him. No, I'm just kidding.
You got to tell Brian he's got to apply via Tumblr.
We're at bowlingballs and milfs.com.
Again, he refuses to send a resume.
Well, that's fine. I have no issue with that. If he tweets his resume, I feel like that's what everybody's going to do eventually anyways. If you can't describe why you want the job in 256 letters or words or less, then you don't deserve it. I'm just saying.
I'm sure he will respond.
Okay.
After he listens to this.
Brian, I do apologize. I did not see that one, so I apologize for that.
My down. I have to say, Cheryl Ladd's Swedish accent.
Who's Cheryl Ladd?
One of the former Charlie's Angels?
Oh, okay.
Watching reruns of Charlie's Angels on MeTV, and she did a Swedish accent that made your accents look good.
Ooh.
So you're saying that she could have been on the movie set for Alexander?
She might have been the speech coach for the movie of Alexander.
Are you trying to say Angelina Jolie did not know how to do an accent? That accent came and go. That takes skill.
Do you watch old Charlie's Angels reruns while wearing pants or without?
Depends
Oh,
on how
they're
they-
loose-fitting pants, but
They're maternity pants, but don't worry about it.
They're sweatpants, just like he goes to the strip club with.
I don't know what said that.
I mean, why wouldn't you wear sweatpants to a strip club?
I don't even know what to say that. I will say thank you for Pop Culture Podcast. We did get their package. The postal service, when you need it there in 2 weeks or less, go for the postal service.
it's international shipping, Jason. Come on.
Sorry, a month or less. They're there. But no, we got their package, and we do appreciate it. For the Bowling for the Brave in August, which is a charity for local veterans.
In August, which is in 3 hours.
Oh, damn, it is. But anyways, so Hobie has a lane reserved so you can come out and see it at the Coleraine Bowl. When is that, Blake?
August 18th,
Thank you. What time does it start?
noon,
There you go. But he's a Three Stooges fan.
Is that Eastern time?
Eastern.
Okay.
And we do have a basket to give away. And that's what it comes down to is we've had a lot of great podcasts that have donated great gifts to us for the basket that you can raffle and win or get a chance to win at.
A lot of great podcasts with a lot of great human beings.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been awesome.
And he donated 3, I guess they're not, I don't mean them bad, but
Dolls.
like dolls, yeah, of the Three Stooges.
Not life size.
No. But they are pretty good size. In different costumes and that, and
Collectible item.
collectible items, and they're going to be added to the basket, so we do want to appreciate it. Plus, he sent it to the Bob Studios, and he did address it to Michael Caine. So I appreciate that. So he obviously does not want to watch the world burn, so I do appreciate the Pop Culture Podcast for sending that. It was a generous gift, and, we're going to be putting it in the basket, and I think with that, we got everybody's gifts now, donations. But if you want to send one quick in the next week or so, please let us know. Direct message us at the Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter, or hit us up at the History of Bad Ideas on Facebook, and we will get you all the information if you want to donate something. Could be something easy as stuff from your podcast, like shirts, stickers, whatever. Just let us know. So we appreciate that. Thank you, Pop Culture. So also, breath of silence 3 times. Nikolai Volkov, Brickhouse Brown, and Brian Christopher all passed away this week.
I heard of Volkov's passing. I don't know who Brickhouse Brown is, and I hadn't heard of Brian Christopher's. He was young.
Brian Christopher, what?
46.
He was in prison for
Yeah.
a DUI, and he apparently hung himself. Was found by the guards where they rushed him to the hospital where he was on life support, but the outlook was bad and he did pass away.
Yeah, Brian Christopher is a sad case because he was part of Too Cool with Scotty Too Hottie. And,
The son of Jerry Lawler.
yeah, and basically, the story comes out that he was he's had some relapses with drugs, alcohol, and all that throughout his life. And basically, if he was able to get sober for a year, Lawler said that WWE would hire him as a trainer, and he could never do that. He had struggles with that. And then he got arrested, and the reason why he was still in jail is because Jerry Lawler, the story is stating, allegedly, that he told him that this is probably the best place for you. You need to get sober, and I'm not going to bail you out. And then he ended up committing suicide in jail. So that's a horrible, horrible story. So yeah, we do express condolences to to him. Nikolai Volkov was 70.
Yeah.
He looked 90. But I do like Volkov. I've watched a lot of old school WWF lately on the bus trip home from work, and I always see it. He's always in there somehow. He was in a lot of decent amount of WrestleManias early on. He was always the big guy in the Rumble, in the Battle Royals, and he was a big guy throughout.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout it, he was a good Russian ambassador. He would always sing.
Oh, yeah, he'd sing the
Russian national
Soviet
anthem.
Union national anthem and teamed up with the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, and Boris Zukov later on. So that was a little surprise because, like I said, I thought he was actually older. And then Brickhouse Brown, Jeff, he wrestled from 1982 is when he got his start. He was in the AWA a lot. I'm just going through it here. He was in Memphis a lot, Memphis wrestling. He won his second he was in the USWA a lot. He won 2 tag team championships down there. He won the second one with the Gambler, defeating Jim. You might remember this team, PG-13. You remember them? They would come out like they looked like gangsters, wannabe white gangsters. He won the USWA Television Championship in '96, defeating Jesse James Armstrong, also known as, I believe, Road Dogg, wasn't it? Oh, Road Dogg's brother. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. And a month later, he dropped the belt to Wolfie D, who was in PG-13. So he had a lot. He was more regional, but he was a pretty well-known guy. They said he was able to go with pretty much any of them with wrestling and that. So it happened in threes. So we send condolences, breath of silence out to them. And then finally for me, and then you guys can take over here, I want to say thank you to Heno and Steph from Gotham Lights. I was on their show last night. Their new episode came out today. We talked about the Orville Season 1, Episode 9. Which was Cupid's Dagger, when the two alien factions were warring with each other, and Rob Lowe came in and was
Saved the day. Aww.
Well, he was an archaeologist, yes. He was in Heat. But I do want to thank Heno. Stephanie didn't like me, so she was not there. Or she had food poisoning. But anyways, I'm going with she doesn't like me. And
That's probably apt.
so Heno and I got to talk a little Riverdale. I don't think he tried to, because I think I just kept talking Riverdale at the end. We talked his abs, and so I do appreciate him letting me come back on. That's my second time with them, and so I'm hoping to talk a lot more next season when it comes back in December. So check them out, Gotham Lights. And anything you guys got?
Twitter poll of the week.
Oh, Jeff, what is the Twitter poll of the week?
It's where we put out a Twitter question and you vote for it.
I meant, what is this week's Twitter poll of the week?
Apparently it is our conspiracy theory poll. Which of these conspiracy theories do you think is most believable?
Go ahead.
We have Roswell was aliens. JFK, the government is responsible. The Earth is flat. And moon landing was fake.
Jeff, go ahead and read those results.
The up-to-the-minute results...
Just end it right before our show went to air.
With 2%, so that means at least one person out there is voting, saying the Earth is flat is the most believable of all these.
Thank you, Kyrie Irving, our new listener.
Followed by 3%, the moon landing was fake. And then winning 58% to 37% is the JFK assassination, that the government was behind it.
How many? What was that percentage?
58 to 37.
I think that was helped by a lot of documents that came out recently. If you're a conspiracy theory about it, you want to, go to the documents and say, look, they released a lot of interesting things.
Or watch Oliver Stone's movie,
Yeah.
Back and
because it's all
to the
true.
left.
Does anybody believe the moon landing was fake?
No.
Okay.
If somebody does, 3%
No,
of
us here.
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Stanley Kubrick into it?
No.
Do you believe in aliens, Jeff?
I believe that there's probably something else out there. I don't believe they've been to this planet.
Alien bacteria.
Okay. Well, that's they think that's been found on possibly Mars even.
Well, Mars, they just found a underground reservoir of water. Mm-hmm. So they actually...
And if you have water...
Yep.
Well, Mars was the Garden of Eden.
Is that true?
Oh.
Where's that from?
That
And
explains
we were expulsed.
everything.
That's right. We were expulsed from it, and that's why we ended up here on this hell on Earth.
Oh. And women were from Venus, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
No, women are from the rib of men.
Yeah.
Just one rib. Just one rib.
Change for 100. And then, does anybody think the government's responsible for JFK?
Whose government?
Our government.
I don't think so. I can't deny it.
Do you think our government could be that good enough and keep it covered up? I mean, the Russians can't even get Trump elected without getting exposed. I mean, come on.
I think it was the Culper ring.
For JFK?
Yeah.
I think it was the guy that shot Buckwheat, to be honest with you.
John David Stutz?
And then he got his just desserts.
One of the best Saturday Night Live skit series ever.
Yes.
Yeah. And
It was
nobody
on my
believes,
list.
Yeah, it was on mine.
and nobody believes Earth is flat, right? Because if so, I don't think you can be on the show.
Kyrie Irving does.
You never see it go round. You never see the curve.
Don't badmouth him because you'll stop listening.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Kyrie, you keep believing, buddy.
But the sad part is you do see the curve.
No, you don't.
It's called the horizon.
Nope.
What? What are you talking about?
Wait, honestly, if the Earth was flat, cats would have knocked everything off it by now.
I was
That's
just
right.
going to say that. I love that meme.
What demonry are you speaking of, Jeff?
So let's start feedback.
Did you actually see that one meme about the flat earthers? You know, guys without calculators sticking 2 sticks in 2 wells figured it out. It was fucking round. And with all the technology we have these days, we still have people that believe it's fucking flat.
I did like the one thing. Every other planet in the solar system's round except Earth.
Well, hold on.
They don't believe the Earth is the same thing. Those
Hold
are
on.
things out in space. We're on Earth.
Everything else is round except Uranus.
Mine's pretty round.
That's a black hole.
Jason's is just wrecked.
It's a rhombus.
You know, why doesn't Pluto get more respect? I mean, Pluto, you're a planet. No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. I mean, do you think Pluto has like an identity crisis?
He's on.
I'm not saying he's a
Disney character.
dog, isn't he? I mean,
Is Pluto the planet anymore?
No, it's a planetoid.
it's a dwarf planet.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. People keep changing the status of it.
No, they really didn't. They
No,
changed it.
No, they didn't.
They
They changed
made-
it back.
No,
they
they
changed
didn't.
it and then they changed it back. I
No,
think.
they didn't. That was a fake document on the internet.
That is-
they never
that is
changed it
fake.
back.
If it was
Fake,
on the
fake.
internet, it's true.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because Planet X is beyond Pluto.
I would love to go to Planet
Okay.
X.
right.
XXX.
That's
No,
Planet
that's on
Triple X.
Pornhub.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
This episode
I mean,
sponsored by,
not that I would know it was there. I mean,
this episode is sponsored by Pornhub. When your team gets eliminated from the World Cup, go to Pornhub.
Oh, really? Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Once the World Cup is over for your country, the best thing to do is rub one out.
whatever makes you feel better, man.
Let's get some listener feedback.
And that is not Jeff watching reruns of Charlie's Angels. Okay, this week's bomb listener feedback brought to you by stupid social media challenges that go viral. Yay, Darwin!
It's on next week's News of the Geek.
Yes. All right. As usual, we start off with this guy,
Former number 1 fan.
Doug.
Ape Hands?
Can't give yourself a nickname?
I wanted to be called the Hammer. You know why I couldn't?
Because you can't give yourself a nickname.
Go ahead, Blake. We're good.
Ballpeen.
Yes. Ball Peen Hammer.
All right. He says, first, the Stanley Cup, and now this. After a 2-10 regular season, the Valor are arena football champions. Does this mean the Washington Nationals and the Washington Redskins are next?
No.
No.
You don't think the Nationals are going to pull it out? They didn't trade Bryce Harper today.
But they did trade somebody today.
Gio Gonzalez?
No, relief pitcher, I think.
Oh.
That one guy.
They
only-
did trade that one.
They're
guy.
only 5.5 out. Of course, they also have to leapfrog Philly and Atlanta.
Yeah.
Was it that Osasuna? The
No, that's Toronto.
controversial. Okay, that's Toronto.
That's
the guy
my
going to
Toronto team,
Houston.
Yeah, Suno got traded to Houston, and his suspension for...
Alleged.
Oh, it's a real suspension
No, well, for alleged
for
Drugs.
domestic violence.
Domestic
No,
violence.
that's fine. That's right.
Yeah.
Domestic violence ends on Sunday.
Good for him. Glad he's back.
Yeah.
Toronto didn't want him. So the good news is the Reds didn't trade Harvey. Matt Harvey.
I don't know if it's good news or not. I mean,
That's
That means
good.
they're going to sign him.
No.
he likes it here.
I would have minded if they signed him.
They possibly could, but they're not going to give him the money that he wants.
The number one thing he likes here is to catch 3 pitches to.
Is it?
Yeah.
Everybody should want to come here to pitch to our catcher.
Yes. As opposed to pitching to your first baseman. Yes, please pitch to our catcher. And the Redskins, Jim, you're a big fan of the Washington Redskins. You don't
Yes.
think they're going to win it this year?
They could. They lost elite quarterback Kirk Cousins, but they replaced him with Alex Smith. Mm-hmm. So there's a chance.
Do you
but
think
I
there's
doubt
a
it.
difference between Alex Smith and Kirk Cousins?
Cousins got a bigger arm, but Alex Smith is a better, probably on-field
General?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Smith has more experience in leading teams.
I always thought Alex Smith never got the respect he deserved.
Oh, that's why he's on Washington, because he's a lot cheaper than Kirk Cousins was.
Kirk Cousins, my son really likes the Minnesota Vikings. He's had for ever since he started watching football, mostly because he liked the color purple to start with, and then he started to
And they
like
got
them.
cool horns on their helmet.
They do, and they have the guy that blows the horn at the football game. But
Ricola.
yes, that's what they do. If you can't get pumped up in football with your E. coli, I don't know what can.
Nobody has a sore throat up there.
No,
No.
but that's a whole lot of money they gave him. What, 26 million, 28 million?
Yep.
Woo! For Kirk Cousins?
They couldn't figure out which of their own quarterbacks to keep. They said, screw that, we'll go off the board.
And his name is actually elite quarterback Kirk Cousins.
Is it?
Yes.
How do you like that? I think it was still a better deal than what Denver Broncos gave Case Keenum. Woo! He may have been cheaper, but you're hoping Case Keenum is going to run your offense? That
Oh,
should be interesting.
No, that's still a better deal, and they gave better money than you gave Brock Osweiler.
Oh,
That was Houston that did that?
Denver did, and then Houston did.
He better Denver than Houston signed a big contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at Denver.
Oh, yeah,
Houston
sorry,
signed
my
him
bad.
to the big contract. And then
You
what was
mean-
in the year he was backing up at Houston or at Denver, and then
You know, to his
Disappeared.
credit, you got to give him some respect. He was starting quarterback for a preseason game for the Cleveland Browns.
Was.
And if you can't make the Browns roster as a starting quarterback,
because everybody gets a chance to be quarterback for the Browns.
yes.
Correct.
I started 2 games in preseason for the Browns.
And you said it wasn't for you. You didn't get enough protection, so you quit.
I preferred being a bartender.
Okay, good call. Good call. That's why LeBron James left. They actually were trying to trade him to the Cleveland Browns, and he's like, I can't even do this. I'm sorry, but like, you got what, 4 wins in you this year? The Browns? What do you think?
Jarvis Landry says
That's 4 times as many wins as they had in the last 2 seasons combined.
I wish I could be 1-31 and have job security.
Well, you know, the sad part is that this schedule is going to be horrendous. It's one of the most difficult in the NFL
Why?
because of who they're scheduled to go up
Their
against.
divisions.
Yeah, the
they have to
division,
play
yeah.
against the Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens.
Pittsburgh has to fall apart soon. They're old. And Bell is leaving. Welcome to NFL Talk on Hobie. Actually, Blake, before you get to the next question,
Yeah.
Tyler Hewitt sent in on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast a question for you.
Oh, shit.
Do you believe in the curse of Oak Island?
Yes. Yes, I believe in the curse of Oak Island.
See, you thought it was going to be a bad question.
It's going to be the television series that never ends. And I watch every single episode.
The curse is that you've watched the television show
Yes.
for 5 years.
Did they find
Yes.
the button from Levi's?
No.
Oh.
But they found buttons.
Yeah.
My question is, you believe in the curse? Who is the next to die, or does was it Dan Blankenship count?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a
Was it
good
Dan
one.
Blankenship or was the old man?
It was his rival that they made up with just before he
Yeah.
passed away. Yeah, the other guy that did all the maps and stuff.
Does he count as the one more must die, or
I think it's going to be me when I go through more seasons and nothing happens. And kill myself out of boredom.
See,
But you keep watching.
see,
I
Blake,
know, I have to keep watching because it is interesting. There's something there. I don't know what it is.
see, Blake, at least I'm willing to watch the show
Yes.
for you to talk to you about it when these guys just don't care. These guys are awful friends and hosts.
Yes, they are. Thank you.
We are.
And except for that one guy. What's his name?
Apans?
A-Band?
No.
Dr. Ben. Oh, Tyler. I was going to say Tyler Lautner from, from Twilight, but that's not him. Let me get it here. Is Tyler Hewitt.
Tyler Hewitt. He's my
Yes.
new best friend.
He has a podcast called Some Guys Talking.
That sounds exciting.
So there you go.
Maybe we can be on it.
Are we?
Yeah, we can be on it.
Yeah. Change approved. Okay, what else we got?
Next one's from Bob. Why is Jason going to watch the Meg? Can I just say, I saw the previews for this, and I thought it was a joke. I thought I was watching a spoof, but it's real.
I'm writing a review for nerdly.co.uk.
Yeah, we don't know why Jason wants to watch the
Because they
Meg.
got $12 gift card.
Boy, he gets paid in gift cards from Nerdly.
No, not from Nerdly. That's from buying from seeing every other movie this summer.
But that doesn't mean you have to see the Meg with it,
Why?
because it looks like one of the worst movies ever made.
Jason Statham's going to punch a shark.
Jason Statham.
punch a fucking shark.
Jason Statham, I'm going to get the shark.
Well, I'm going to
go
fucking
get a
punch it. I'm going to fucking punch it.
I just remember the
Shark.
first
No,
time
that impersonation is even worse than most of your other ones.
Oh, that was an impersonation?
Yeah.
I actually just had pets in my mouth.
Who was that supposed to be?
Jason
Jason
Statham.
Statham.
It was?
No.
Yeah, it was. It
Oh,
was him.
well, okay.
No.
He didn't say I'm Jason Statham, so I just thought he
I'm
was...
Jason Statham. I'm going to punch a fucking shark.
Wow, that sounds nothing like Jason Statham.
No, it says it in the title. It's okay. It does not look bad. Sorry. It does not look good, but it looks like fun.
It doesn't.
No, it does not.
I think it does. I feel like I need a big monster movie because Jurassic World so disappointed me this year.
Don't you have Godzilla coming up?
That's next year, May. So I got a little bit of time. Did you end up seeing the trailer for that, Jim?
A little
Godzilla?
bit, half of it.
Nothing?
No,
Did you like the first one? The last one?
no,
Did you like the Matthew Broderick one?
no,
That was an awesome one. Hank Azaria is in it. You gotta like it.
no.
Oh, I wouldn't blame you.
He was in Mad About You, too.
Ah, he's great in that. Or he's good in the show where he plays the baseball announcer.
Oh, I forgot the name of that.
Longmire.
No.
Huff. Simpsons.
Brockmire.
Brockmire.
I thought it was Simpsons.
He is in that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not
Just one episode.
He was also in Huff. I'm just going through them all. I know my Hank Azaria history. That's about it.
But you said Longmire.
Yeah, it was just a joke.
Or you thought he was in Longmire.
I had no idea.
Doesn't he play the female cop?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a wide range of acting.
Isn't he in that one cartoon?
Family Guy? Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, that one.
Why am I going to watch it? It's going to be awesome. Next, what else, Scott?
That's your answer?
It's going to be
It's
awesome.
going to be awesome.
I bet you it's not.
I bet you it's not either, but it looks fun.
It's going to be awesome.
I want to see how
Awesomely
bad
awful.
I want to see how bad of a ripoff from Jaws it's going to be.
See, Jason, you have to know the difference between awesome and awful.
I know. I
They're
don't,
not interchangeable.
I don't spell good.
We need to cash in on this Shark Week. What do we need? We need some new, fresh ideas.
Let's do the Megalodon, but
What's-
just shorten it to Meg.
What's that?
It's the
It's
character
just a
from-
really giant shark.
Why don't we get something like Jaws, except make it bigger?
And bigger. Let's make it bigger than anything else that ever was on screen.
And get that guy that was in that Blue Cobra,
Cobra Kai?
the helicopter pilot.
Are you talking about Airwolf? I think we got the rights for Airwolf. Can we get Airwolf back?
Yeah, get that guy in.
Yeah, we got a lot of chopper
And
photos.
we can.
Jan Michael Vincent's in it?
We need to cash in on this superhero thing. Get Torch Boy.
George Boy?
Yeah.
Torch Boy versus Megalodon. I'd watch
There
that.
you go.
Who's
Yeah.
the leathery lesbian? The one that says, "Get to the chopper." The governor of California. Can we get her?
She was in Halloween.
Yeah, let's get her. I like it. I think we can do it. Can we get that Yui Bill guy to direct?
Yeah.
Yui Bill!
Get the casting couch ready. Oh shit! Damn it!
Oh, I love me some Yui Bill. I love some Germans.
Who threw out the casting couch?
Harvey Weinstein.
Damn it, Harvey! Ruined it for everybody.
He did ruin the couch a lot.
Welcome to another episode of The Boardroom.
Jason Statham is online too. He said he would do it as long as he can punch a shark. We said that's not humanly possible. He's like, I'm punching a shark.
I think it's a great idea. Hire him now.
Okay, we got him on. And then he can be in the chopper from Airwolf.
The sequel, we can have him fight that Aqua guy.
Aquaman?
Yeah,
Or Aqualad?
both of them.
I don't think he's allowed being around 50 feet of children.
Aqualad is saved by a restraining order.
Kevin Spacey's life story.
Worst bad guy ever. I'm going to kill kids. Wait, but you molested them in the past. I know, I'm going to kill them now. But you're not allowed near them. Damn it.
I guess I'll just run a Hollywood studio.
So moving on.
Hashtag not me. Coming from the Pop Culture Cafe podcast with Donut Corey Taylor at Corey Taylor. Says replying to Film Crit Hulk. Somehow their listener feedback ended up in ours. It
Yes,
says-
Pop
says,
Culture sent this to us.
Yeah, you can replace the cast of any movie with the Muppets, but you keep one of the human actors. What movie and which human do you keep?
I know.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I would do Leon the Professional, keep Jean Reno,
Okay.
and everyone else is Muppets.
Who would be Natalie Portman's character?
Janice.
I like that. I like it.
I thought they would put in a new Muppet
Skeeter.
to be.
Baby
Skeeter.
Skeeter, there
Yeah,
you go.
because we never found out what happened to Skeeter after Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
I like that Skeeter, and
very
then
good
I would just love to see Jean Reno just kill all those other Muppets.
I would do Pulp Fiction. Mm-hmm. Samuel L. Jackson stays. I would have Dr. Teeth be in charge of the Gimp. I feel like he's creepy enough. I feel like the Gimp would be Skeeter. Because he's a little quiet.
You mean Scooter?
Scooter. Thank you.
So this is a scene that Samuel Jackson's not even in.
Correct. I'm just going
Okay.
to tell you who the cast is.
Oh, okay.
John Travolta.
Scooter's the guy eating the Whataburger, or what you eat is a Big Kahuna Burger. Brett, yeah.
Check out the big brain on Brett.
I know John Travolta's character would be played by Ralph the dog. I like that idea. Uma Thurman would be Janice. I could see her doing that. And then that's all I got.
Why not Miss Piggy?
Ugh. Hate that character.
All right. I'm going to have to go with Boogie Nights, and you keep Mark Wahlberg as Dirk Diggler.
Okay.
That's as far as I go.
I had a few of them. I wasn't sure which way to go.
Now I see the more
It's just hitting him now. It's like a delayed reaction.
No, because I started
His brain started going click, 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 click.
Janice comes rolling in on roller skates.
Janice is in everything.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't make too many female Muppets.
No, Nanny. You can put the Nanny. Oh, she was on Muppet though. I'm just picturing it. It's taking me a little time to picture all the Muppets.
Lots and lots of Muppet sex. And then a big wang from Dirk Diggler.
Jim, what movie are you doing?
I was debating on it. I was thinking about going with Psycho,
Okay.
but just keeping
Vince Vaughn.
Vivian Lee.
Vivian Lee's character.
Vince Vaughn, you're fired.
So it's like watching like the curtain come open and it'd be like
Beaker.
I was going to say the Count.
One.
One stab.
Two stabs. Or like Nightmare on Elm Street with like a Muppet Freddy Krueger.
I like this. I like it. You could do a Leatherface too.
I was thinking about Friday the 13th.
Jeff who plays the cat. Meow.
Oh, but who? If you did Freddy Krueger, what Muppet do you think would be best?
Oh, the band leader. What's his name? Goldtooth.
Dr.
Dr.
Teeth.
Teeth?
Dr. Teeth, yeah.
Maybe Gonzo.
Gonzo. I'm trying to think.
No, Statler or Waldorf.
As Freddy Krueger? I don't know. You would keep Johnny Depp as the only real live character, though,
You gotta
right?
keep a female.
No, Heather
okay.
Langenkamp gets to stay.
Gets to say. Now I really want to see Animal as Leatherface.
What about Jeepers Creepers 2?
Oh, the second one. Okay, good call. Good call.
And what, the creeper is the...
No, the Creeper's a Muppet.
Yeah, the Creeper's a Muppet. I'm going to have to go with... It has to be somebody...
Sweetums?
I think Sweetums who I was thinking.
He finally takes his revenge on the Muppets because they never include him in anything.
Wait for me!
He's chasing after the bus.
It's gaining! Speed up! Kermit's crawling through the cornfield with one leg. Ah! I like this idea. I like it. Sweetums. It's a creeper. That's a good question, Pop Culture. Well done. If you've got any other Muppet questions, please send them to us.
Don't, please.
Leatherface!
I don't want the Jim Henson Association suing us.
Again.
A cease and desist.
Don't worry, just give them a cold.
Order.
Just give them a cold. They'll be dead in a couple of days.
That'll be good.
They'll go to the doctor. Anyways, go ahead.
Boo.
Okay, sorry. Too soon.
Maybe
My
they'll
bad.
go to the Muppet Doctor.
That's not going to end well.
He plays the piano.
Oh, yeah, he does. He did play all the doctor in the operating scenes, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Blake. What else got?
No, this just came in on our Tumblr feed from the Pez Corporation.
Oh,
It says, fuck Smarties.
wow.
Hey,
Jeez, Pez.
speaking of F words,
There are no Smartie dispensers.
Thank God. What do we got?
speaking of F words, what's this make you think of?
Oh.
I didn't say constipation.
Oh, do it. Nick Albright. Oh. Bright.
I'm scared.
You and me. Gold dust. Say it,
No,
Blake.
it's just Jason whispering.
Say it, Blake. Say it.
All right, corrections. Oh, no, sorry. That was not what Nick's listener feedback submission was.
I want to.
It says Jeffersonian. That's Jeff. To everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He says, of all the people currently in the room with you, who would you most likely to play footsie with?
Oh, yeah, footsie.
Well, I'm looking around the room. I'm listening to Jason, and, well, that's right,
I'm the
Al.
farthest away from you.
You are. I'm sitting closest to my brother.
I'd better be out.
So the answer to this is myself.
Oh, wait, sorry.
I would rather play footsie with
The
myself.
gimp's available.
I would rather play footsie with myself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is why you're single. You're not keeping your options open.
That's why he
I'm
won't.
looked around the table, and I'll close those options. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's why he watches episodes, reruns of
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Well, Blake and I play footsies every week, so it's okay.
That's why he made me get up from his chair today.
Oh, God, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hi, Blake.
Actually, it's to kick him. Which I'm going to do when the mics are off.
You look luscious.
All right.
Okay, corrections. Correct. Let's
Corrections
move
from
on.
Nick the Gimp.
There's the gimp.
You know, who is usually underneath the table in the locked chest that
Gimp's
Jeff
asleep.
rests his
Well,
feet
then
on.
make him.
But he says Black Panther was released on DVD a couple weeks ago. Watched it, and once again, Jason's opinion is wrong. Maybe top 10 MCU, but not top 3.
Jeff agreed in the top 5.
Definitely top 5. I'm going to hit it in the top 3.
Yeah, see?
I have to rewatch it to judge it again.
I would challenge to ask Nick if he's actually seen 10 Marvel Comic Universe movies.
Wait, that's why it's in the top 10. He's probably seen 4,
Correct.
so he put 3 others ahead of it.
The
And
Captain America's with Red Brown from the 80s.
And Wonder Woman.
And Doctor Strange from the 80s. Wonder Woman. What about that Spider-Man TV series? Does that count? Or
Animated?
made for TV movies.
And
right?
the Herculoids.
And Torch Boy. I saw a Roger Corman Fantastic Four. Does that count?
It's better than the Josh Trank Fantastic Four.
Yes, it is. Sadly.
Wow. From Doug. Correction. Disney doesn't make cartoons. They make animated movies.
We were talking about this last week. That Disney's cartoons.
They've made cartoons.
They made plenty of cartoons.
long form cartoons.
He's talking movies that are animated.
Yeah, but they still make cartoons. I mean, I've seen little shorts on the Disney Channel all the time.
So it's all semantics.
I mean, those are cartoons. You can't tell me that Mickey
Muppet
Mouse thing.
Steamboat Willie was a cartoon.
Muppet. Oh, you're talking about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah, whatever they show on the afternoons
What
on
about your
Disney
favorite
Channel.
show, Muppet Babies, the new one?
Oh, the new. Oh, that is Disney too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. The new Muppet Babies is terrible.
How do you feel about the penguin?
I don't know who the fuck that penguin is, but get rid of her.
There's a penguin?
They added a penguin. Not a Muppet character anywhere else.
It's a brand new character.
They could have at least brought in Skeeter since they ditched her, but no, they bring in some sunshine penguin that looks
looks
like
like-
it should be a Care Bear cousin.
It does look very similar to a Care Bear
Well,
cousin.
and she's the first person that I would have
Die?
die with
From Freddy Krueger?
for Freddy Krueger to kill.
What about Leatherface? What would Animal do? Thanks, Blake. Good call. No!
I apologize to all our listeners who had to hear that because I just heard that in the headphones.
My
and
bad.
That wasn't good.
My bad. I apologize.
He,
Hey, what else we got?
doesn't care.
I do. What else you got?
I was ignoring you like I always do.
Thanks, Blake. Yeah, I can throw a Pez at you now. What else we got?
Only if my mouth's open. From Professor Number One and Doctor Number One. Disney fires James Gunn, but hired Ray Lewis for its ESPN channel. Explain that. Hashtag down the hall.
I think he answered it himself down the hall.
As long as Ray Lewis doesn't tweet about murdering people. I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Legend.
Did he ever find his white suit? He was really upset he lost that.
It burned.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Yeah, when they were getting rid of evidence.
That's a shame.
He had the same lawyer that Hillary Clinton had.
Down the hall.
We need you to turn over your hard drives. Sure, okay, one moment. Crash, crash, crash. Die.
Oh, it was
So-
the same person that was Tom Brady's agent.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
We need your cell phone. It's broke.
that's right. Here we go. What is this? Crackle, crackle, crackle. Pieces of glass. No, it's my phone.
Sir, we arrested you for a robbery. We're going to need you to turn over the money you stole. I spent it.
Spent it.
Sorry. He's innocent.
He doesn't have the money.
He has blue dye on his hands. I killed a Smurf. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, there's your listener feedback. Thank you as always. You can send it to us at Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Per Deadline this week, Netflix has made a huge accusation.
Accusation?
Accusation.
Accusation.
Made a big purchase this week by buying the worldwide rights to Mowgli, the CGI live action film directed by Andy Serkis, based on the Jungle Book stories of Rudyard.
Rudyard Kipling.
I'm suffering a stroke right now.
It's Rudyard.
You keep my Kipling out of this.
Originally, the idea was that it was going to be released on October 19th. This has been in production for like 30 years. 25 of those by Circus. And it was originally to be released in October. They released the trailer last month. It looked a lot darker. And instead, Netflix came in and decided to buy the rights to it. So it will be coming to Netflix. They will be releasing it a little bit in theaters for their 3D, for it to be 3D, but that won't be until next year.
I think it's funny that there are movie posters hanging up in the local movie theater advertising Mowgli.
They were there last weekend.
Basically, it's a darker version of it. They said it was actually it was in a race against the Disney's version of the Jungle Book.
Which came out 2-3 years ago.
Yes. The Disney version made $966 million worldwide.
And spawned them making live-action versions of all their movies.
And a sequel to The Jungle Book. Did you see the live-action Jungle
I
Book?
watched it, yeah.
How was it?
It was pretty good.
Was it?
I mean, it was done well. I'll give Jon Favreau credit for that.
Andy Serkis did try to, recoup some stuff. Say both studios wanted to be first, but we realized that the performance capture techniques required time and how I wanted to work in post. And we decided to let the other film have its moment. Really?
Yeah.
By that point, we shot the whole thing, and we did a series of pickup shots that we wanted to have in time for post-production. Once the ticking clock stopped and they stopped worrying about beating their rival, Serkis and his filmmaking team took their time to focus on the strengths of the film. They sought guidance from outsiders like when Oscar-winning Gravity director Alfonso Cuarón, thank you, spent a couple weeks dispensing wisdom, trying to fix it, while Serkis was off shooting War for the Planet of the Apes. I didn't know he was. He was
Caesar in
That's right.
motion capture.
No, I thought for a second that he was directing it. My bad. We took our time with the performance capture, allowing the animators to make the most of the great performances by Kate Blanchett, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Christian Bale, a.k.a. Homer Bailey, to bring them to the life in the most extraordinary way we could. This is actually Netflix's biggest purchase of a movie. They did have another one. They did include buying the rights to Paramount's Cloverfield sequel, God Particle, advertising it as a surprise on the Super Bowl, and launching it right after the game, which was pretty smart.
That was good for them. I give them credit for that.
It was not a good film, but they tried.
But they didn't let the hype get too big that there was a backlash.
Correct. And they did explain how all these monsters are going to, different or occurring because they're all different worlds.
Yeah, unfortunately, they explained it.
Yes. They also acquired the foreign rights to New Line's new Shaft movie from Warner Brothers,
Shift.
which will play on Netflix offshore services 2 weeks after the domestic theatrical release. And they also got the offshore rights on the Alex Garland directed Natalie Portman star Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Thank you. From Paramount, which began running 17 days after its domestic theatrical launch. So, do you think Warner Brothers was a little worried about this movie, about Mowgli? Or do you think Netflix just bundled up a lot of money?
I think they were probably worried about it if they're selling it and not
Releasing it?
Yeah.
I think they said it would come out in March of next year on Netflix. But you got to figure that's kind of been, that little egg on the face of Serkis and everybody there. That Warner Brothers isn't secure in itself.
Yeah, well.
It looked really dark.
The people at Warner Brothers just doesn't trust this movie.
Get to the showers.
Again, why do you have to jump to the worst possible?
Because he is an awful human being who's even worse at impressions.
That is not true.
It's 100% true.
Fake news. News of the weird. This might be my favorite story of the week, of the month, even.
Of the year.
It appears the New Jersey superintendent accused of pooping on a local high school football field and track on a daily basis has resigned, according to NJ.com.
Oh, he started fertilizing it?
Oh, we've talked about this before, haven't we?
It was on a track.
Not this guy.
Not this guy. Yeah, we have.
No, this has just happened.
I don't
No,
remember.
this has been happening.
Oh, well, they finally caught
Yeah.
it. Sorry.
I've sent you the story like months ago, didn't I?
No?
When it was first happening.
Well, he was
got
arrested
apprehended.
in May,
Yeah.
so that's at least
Maybe
2 months old.
Travis Tramozzolini was arrested in May and charged with lewdness, littering, and defecating in public.
Is it in public if no one's around to see it? It's out in the open, but if no one sees it, is it in public?
How's that lewd?
How's that lewd?
How come he wasn't charged with anything worse if he was actually taking his pants down and going defecating on a field near a school? Couldn't he get caught with some being referred to as a sexual predator?
How's the
I don't know.
teachers?
He's just showing his butt. Is his butt a sexual predator?
How's the teachers union handling this?
Well, he was a superintendent.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I mean, it didn't say he was showing his willy or anything.
Not willingly.
He was making $147,000 a year. He was on paid
leave.
He was on paid leave.
Ugh.
Now, over 2 months later, the story has become too much for Kenilworth Board of Education. Quote, based on events unrelated to his service for Kenilworth, it has become clear to both Dr. Trelawney and the Kenilworth Board of Education that his continued service as superintendent of schools has become too much of a distraction to the main mission of the district. The main mission? Not to poop on the track and field scene. While he resigned, his attorney called the accusations falsehoods and that he would continue to fight the charges. The attorney said in a statement, no aspect of this difficult decision should be construed as an acknowledgement of guilt. Then yesterday, he has now wants the police to pay him $1 million. Dr. Trelawney is steadfast in his resolve and looks forward to the day when his full story can be told, his attorney said.
Full story. He has a
Yes.
full story of why he had to keep pooping on the
Yeah.
My full
50-yard line.
story is I didn't do it.
And didn't they waste police resources and time setting up a surveillance system that's
Well,
not
that's what I'm getting
Hill?
to. Hold on today.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even mean to bust your bubble.
He is suing. He is
Fuck
suing
your
the.
story.
He is suing the police for $1 million, claiming they ruined his reputation.
Well, if they wouldn't have caught him, then his reputation would never have been ruined.
He obviously didn't get Hillary's lawyer.
After setting up surveillance, Homedale Township Police identified a suspect who lived nearby and would go for early morning runs on the track. That's when he was arrested. They're claiming the release of his mugshot was against New Jersey law, and that's because of that, the claim cites he lost his income, the $147,000 a year, and as well as invasion of privacy, harm to his reputation, and emotional distress caused by the release of the photograph.
So what it is, his morning routine had him running on the track, but then he desperately had to relieve himself really quickly.
Multiple times, constantly.
Well, yeah, but he's running, and then when you run and you have to let you're there, and the urge comes,
right.
you gotta poop.
When did you run last?
Do you know what you do?
Every time I run, I have to poop immediately.
Do you know what you do then?
That's right.
So you stopped running.
Then you go to a bathroom facility and use that.
But it was too late. He ran until he had to poop. He couldn't hold it anymore.
That doesn't happen.
All that jostling, loosening things up, man.
That doesn't happen.
It does in New Jersey.
I think they're just shitting on New Jersey because it's New Jersey.
I mean, don't they find this stuff on the...
he would get away if that was his argument.
Yes,
Yeah, it was on the Jersey Shore.
on Snooki.
I am just literally shitting on New Jersey.
Case dismissed. So we wish him well.
All right, not guilty.
No, we don't.
No.
I just like that. Finally, we got this is one that Blake sent us, or Jeff Five did actually, from Pop Sugar. When the Sandlot actors Patrick Renna and Tom Geary had an encounter with a supposed fan on the streets, things took a questionable yet hilarious turn. We'll be a judge of that. And an iconic photo was born. Patrick and Tom, a.k.a. Hamilton Ham Porter.
Yeah, I sent this to you.
And Scotty Smalls from the Sandlot. We fired the intern, okay? But we don't know who's sending the stories anymore.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I sent it.
so you say.
They were walking down the street in East Village neighborhood. Where's Hackney? We need him as an intern. Thought I never would say that. We're walking down the street in the East Village neighborhood of New York City when they spotted a young man wearing a T-shirt that honored their breaking out coming-of-age flick. You're Killing Me Smalls T-shirt. The shirt featured Ham sporting a signature orange and white striped shirt and holding a baseball bat while pointing to the outfield, including the You're Killing Me Smalls. When Patrick complimented the guy's shirt, likely he's assuming he was aware of its origin and the fact that it was his face plastered across the chest, the light bulb didn't go off in the man's head. He said, nice shirt to this dude. I said, nice shirt to this dude walking by us, and he had no idea what we were talking about. Thought I would capture the moment, Patrick wrote while sharing a hilarious snapshot of himself with Tom and the non-fan on social media. So if you're wearing a shirt...
Wearing a shirt with the guy's face on it,
make sure
and
you
he's
know
with the guy who's being talked to in the quote.
But, they do look 25 years older.
Why is that?
Oh, he looks the same.
Pretty much, yeah.
Ham looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just did the 25-year reunion. You see the photos?
Yeah.
They are missing an actor.
Yeah, Benny didn't
Benny.
come back
Yeah.
for the reunion.
He actually has a career, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he did.
I thought he was dead. That's why he was missing.
Cross him off the list. And quickies real quick here. Speaking of Charlie's Angels earlier,
Oh, yeah.
Sony found their new Charlie Angels lead stars as Naomi Scott, Kristen Stewart, and Ella Balanska will star in the rebooted franchise per The Hollywood Reporter. The three join Elizabeth Banks in the film. Banks will play Bosley, while also directing and co-writing the film. The reboot takes the previous iteration detective agency, the premise of it, and expands it, turning Townsend into a worldwide security and intelligence service that has teams around the planet. The three will play one of those teams as the next generation of Angels. It opens September 27th, 2019, and probably sooner than Mowgli.
And 1 month later on HBO, I shall watch it with no pants.
That's right.
And I would rather watch Mowgli.
Ugh. Did you like the Mick G ones?
Oh, they were fun.
They
I
were
enjoyed them.
enjoyable. I think a lot of that was Drew Barrymore. I mean, she got the right cast, but I'm just talking. I think she had a lot to do with it.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz dancing around in her underwear.
Yeah,
That had a lot to do with
I'll
it.
give you that. I enjoyed those
And
movies.
Superman underwear, wasn't it?
And Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover was actually pretty good in it.
He was.
But yeah, so are we excited about a new Charlie's Angels film? With Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, the Kristen Stewart part is what...
I guess she's been working with Banks to get this pushed.
She's been working with an acting coach, so she has a personality.
I hope.
Hi, I'm Kristen Stewart. Hi, I'm really happy to be here.
She's going.
Now I'm angry.
You know what? That's still better than any of Jason's impersonations.
I had to start it off with I'm Kristen Stewart.
No, you didn't even have to say that. And we knew exactly what you were talking about.
You think she's going to sleep with the director on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
She's sleeping with Elizabeth Banks?
Well, I'll pay to see that. I'll buy that for $1.
This is not sponsored on Pornhub.
Or you can safely watch with no pants.
Or sweatpants.
Or make sure your video camera is covered.
Don't FaceTime Pornhub.
No, have you seen the new scam? I mean, I don't know anything about this.
Please
But
explain the scam.
now this is where they, they hack your laptops and they film you watching porn sites. And then
It's true. They're not really filming you. They just do it as a
They
scam.
just
Saying.
saying that they've done that, and they extort money from you. I mean, not that I would know anything about this.
You go ahead and release it. No one cares.
I mean, that's how I could afford this whole big bag of Pez. I mean, that's why I asked Jeff if he was wearing pants while he's. I mean,
No, somebody was telling us he got one of those things. And it's like, the joke's on you. I don't even have a laptop.
Joke's on you. I've been watching you. So there you go. There's your news of the geek.
Hello, Hobie listeners. You don't know us, but we know you. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian.
And we're the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast, better known as the bad guys, the villains of the story, if you will. A feud that we didn't even start. It was started by Jason, all because he called us out. And we retaliated and such, because, what did we say, Ian?
We got rings, baby.
That's right. We've got rings. And the feud escalated. And now here we are, the bad guys. So here we are petitioning today to be the 2016 Floppy Villains of the Year. And to hear just how villainous we are, check out our show. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Satchel, and any other number of podcasting apps that you may find out there. Geez, I can't even talk. That's how villainous I am. So there you go. Go ahead. Give us a listen.
Go Steelers.
Jeff, what are you doing September 14th through 16th?
I'm going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
So will Hobie.
Yes.
Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com. And Hobie will be there playing trivia at their booth. and giving away these really nice shot glasses that we just got in.
Isn't they beautiful? Listen.
Look at that.
Real glass.
And we'll also be passing out a lot of prizes for playing us in trivia. And come down and say hi.
You can get some Pez.
Yes. Also, Carl Urban will be there. Maybe at our booth, but most likely not. But he will be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Nightingale Vixen, cosplayer, that she will be there as well.
At our booth.
Maybe. We can't confirm any of these people are going to be at our booth, but we're going to say they are. Also, we got, who else, Jeff? Phil Coulson. Clark Gregg is going to be there.
Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
That's a good one, too. I like that one.
LeVar Burton.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Peter Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew.
Summer Glau.
Also, Paul Blake, who played Greedo. He's going to be there.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Yes, you can ask who shot first.
Oh, we know Greedo shot
Wait,
first.
Paul Blake. Wasn't he in the Unnecessary Roughness, the quarterback?
That's a different one. And just announced last week, and one that I'm excited about, Manu Bennett, who is Deathstroke from the Arrowverse, along with being in Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh.
And he was in Spartacus, the television series.
Yes.
Not the old one. He was also...
not the Kirk Douglas film.
No. He was also in 30 Days of Night.
He's a
And what
vampire.
Yes, and what else, Jim, was he in?
He was in the Shannara Chronicles.
There you go. And he was also starring as Frankenstein in Death Race 2050. So, go to CincinnatiComicExpo.com, follow them on Facebook at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, and follow us at the History of Bad Ideas, and we will all be putting out the latest announcements every Tuesday. I'm sure there's more to come. It's September 14th through the 16th at the Duke Energy Convention Center. Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right. Hey, it looks like the box office was healthy this week. Nothing new came out that really flopped.
Yay!
Instead, we'll go straight to our top number one in its opening weekend. Mission: Impossible Fallout made $61.5 million on a $178 million budget. It's getting good reviews, I hear.
Yes,
people saying-
96%.
Yeah, people saying it might be one of the best Mission Impossibles.
You haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
I've disavowed the entire series.
Get it? Disavowed?
I don't get it.
I really hope Tom Cruise runs in this because that's like the best action scenes ever.
I hope so.
Does he run in this movie?
He runs in all the others. Why not this one?
There was something on Facebook that Wilford Brimley was 51 years old, I think, when he was in Cocoon.
He was 4 years younger than Tom Cruise is now when he was in Cocoon.
Diabetes sucks.
Did anybody else see there was an advertisement for like Mission Impossible where it was just a bunch of stuntmen just sitting around?
Yes, just sit around complaining because they're not doing anything.
Because Tom Cruise is doing it all.
They all wear, like, they all look similar to Tom Cruise. They're all just kind of sitting there.
Well, we're supposed to be stunt doubles. Number two, Mamma Mia, here we go again.
Why?
Made another $15 million, a total of $70.5 million on a $75 million budget.
That's why, because people are dumb enough to pay and see it.
And Meryl Streep, God, just when you think, she might have taste because she's a great actress, she does a sequel to a terrible movie.
Oops, she did it again.
She played with my heart.
Doesn't Cher play her mom?
Yes.
Cher plays her mom?
She plays somebody's mom in it.
Okay. Yay. Number three, The Equalizer made another $14 million. Total of $64 million on a $62 million budget.
Equalizer 2.
Equalizer 2.
Oh, Equalizer 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Because at least the other two sequels came up with clever subtitles than just a number.
I'd rather see Equalizer 2 than a Mamma Mia 2.
Me too.
Well, and
I
next,
actually would like to see Equalizer 2, but I haven't seen Equalizer 1 yet.
No, you might want to watch them.
Okay.
and next in our week of
Sequels.
Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, fourth in the box office with another $12.5 million, total of $119 million on an $80 million budget.
Stop it.
Well, at least the next one's not a sequel. It's just an adaptation of a television show. Teen Titans Go to the Movies made $10.5 million in its opening weekend on a $10 million budget.
They were hoping for a little bit more, they said, but it's still going to be profitable once everything's said and done.
We heard good things about this one.
The cartoon's funny.
Yeah, we had one of our good friends went and saw this with his kids, and he really enjoyed it.
Okay, good.
So that was an adult liking it.
I like the cartoon. Cartoon's funny. Has a
It
lot of
is.
adult humor.
It's a pretty good cartoon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset if I had children and they made me watch that cartoon, unlike Doc McStuffins or something else
Muppet
like
Babies?
that. Or Muppet Babies with some stupid penguin.
What else we got?
It's not even a Burgess Meredith playing the penguin. Ugh.
Yeah.
Opening August 3rd, 2018, we have Christopher Robin.
That is an adult Christopher Robin who is now focused on his new life, work, and family. Suddenly meets his old friend Winnie the Pooh, who returns to his unforgotten childhood past to help him return to the 100-acre wood and help find Pooh's lost friends.
So it's Hook.
Oh. Yeah, pretty much sounds like Hook. You're right. We also got The Spy Who Dumped Me.
That's actually about a superintendent that was running track.
He wasn't a spy. That'd be
sorry.
the superintendent who dumped here.
The Spy Who Dumped Me tells the story of Audrey and Morgan, Kunis and McKinnon, two best friends who unwittingly become entangled in an international conspiracy when one of the women discovers the boyfriend who dumped her was an actual spy.
This looks horrible.
I like the two leads, so I was hoping it would be good, but I don't know. The ads aren't good.
No, not at all.
We also have The Darkest Minds, the life story of Jason Brigger.
Imprisoned by an adult world that now fears everyone under 18, a group of teens form a resistance group to fight back and reclaim control of their future.
So,
No, that's not the Jason Brigger story.
so it's X-Men, but the young X-Men. This sounds horrible. They have mutated powers in it, too.
Oh, yeah, okay, I did see the trailer
Yeah,
for
it's not
that.
true.
Yeah, okay.
It's got to be better than some of the X-Men.
Yeah, and it's also done by Fox, isn't it?
Sure.
Yes.
I'm like, why don't you just call that an X-Men movie?
Did you see New Mutants might be shelved?
That'd be stupid.
And the rumor is that
Because
Dark Phoenix
Disney
is...
sucks balls.
Because Disney's is getting the Fox.
Yeah, but it should be out before that deal goes through, though.
There's part of the contingency is that they may be shelving New Mutants and Dark Phoenix.
You got them made. Show them. Whether you're going to change the continuity or bring them into MCU's shit, show the movies if they've already been
Netflix
made.
bought the rights to both of them.
Well, maybe if you show it that way, but I do want to see the New Mutants because it looks like an interesting take on the subject.
Yeah, you know they're going to completely change that.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't release this.
The version
People
they're
are
making-
smart enough to realize that different things can be in different universes.
No. If not, this
Well,
will be-
if not, DC's in trouble.
I will say this is going to be the greatest bootleg ever if they never come out. This is going to be worse than the Fantastic Four bootleg.
All right, buy sell. We taking the stock of actors or actresses, and whether we would buy or sell the stock of those. You can play along with us on the Hollywood Stock Exchange in the History of Bad Ideas League, is it called, or
Yes,
whatever?
we're
it
up
is?
to 15 members right now.
All
Nikki
right.
from New Zealand just joined.
All right. She's probably beaten me by now.
Yes. Scab Jeff is in last.
Oh, well, that's because he keeps buying art house picks.
Mama Part 2.
This week, buy or sell stock in Tom Cruise. He's at 109.24. In comparison, Sylvester Stallone is at 96.52.
Blake
That's
Radon.
dollars and cents for those people who didn't know.
Sylvester Stallone. Tom Cruise, you buying or selling?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was texting.
He's $109.
Sell.
Okay. Jim?
If I owned his stock, I would sell it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be selling.
Me too. I'm hoping out for The Mummy 2, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, you just sell now and then wait till he goes down a little and then get it before the next Mission Impossible movie because those seems to be the ones that are okay for him.
I did get a review from somebody on The Mummy. They said the one that came out of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
They said if Tom Cruise wasn't in it, it would have been better. And they said not because he did anything bad, but it took away from the rest of the movie.
Because the star power of Tom
Yep.
Cruise kept you distracted from the actual plot.
Yes. What else we got?
Buy or sell. Wow, do we even have to ask? Kristen Bell at $41.64.
Buy.
Bye.
I just went in and bought.
Okay,
Can
good
you
call.
buy for me too?
No,
Damn.
I bought it all.
We're comparing her to Isabella Rossellini at $51.94. Has Isabella Rossellini done anything in the last
I
5
don't
years?
care. I'm buying Kristen Bell.
I know. I was just wondering, Isabella Rossellini is higher than Kristen Bell.
She's retained her value fairly well.
She has done that.
But Kristen Bell has to be like Nerd Boy's favorite woman. After her role in Fanboys itself,
Yes.
she's just fantastic.
She's got The Secret Life of Pets 2 coming out, so that's going to be $200 million.
Oh, God, if she's going to be in that, yeah, that's going to unfortunately make money.
Yep.
Has she left her husband yet?
Dax Shepard? Not yet.
God, how did you pull that scam?
Great job, Dax. I
Applaud you for that. Okay, there's your box office news. What's our top 5 this week, Jeff?
According to the outline put out by our
Non-intern?
unexistent intern, since you fired him on the show last week,
Apologize.
5 things you used to love but don't care about anymore.
Can be hobbies.
TV shows, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff, what would you go first?
I'm going first.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Ohio State football.
You used to love it?
I used to like it
Okay.
as far as any college football. They were my second favorite team behind whoever was playing Notre Dame.
Oh, good call. Go
But-
Boston College.
But then I met too many Ohio State football fans, and they ruined the experience for me.
So 99.9% of all Ohio State football fans
Blake's getting riled up.
are jackasses.
Not Blake, though.
I'm not
Not
going to say most of them are,
Nor
but,
Dr. Bednar.
but there is a vocal minority that really ruined them for everybody else.
Yeah. See,
And
I thought you were going to say it was ruin your love of, because all college football is rigged by the SEC conference now.
No,
And ESPN.
Yeah, that too.
no. The problem I had was I was getting fed up listening to them be terrible fans enough. But when I think it was they got their suspension, a couple of years after laughing at other schools, big programs that get suspended, and they suck, they got suspended. Then Ohio State gets suspended. What did we do? We didn't deserve that. And I mean, that's their entire attitude on everything.
We just got tattoos.
It's always the refs' fault anytime they lose a game and all that other. So I'm just tired of listening to them, and I now actively cheer against Ohio State because of it.
My number 5 is buying movies when they first come out. I used to be really a big fan of that and get all the movies and that. And now it's like, maybe. I'll see if it's on Netflix.
Yeah, with all the streaming.
Yeah,
and
streaming services change that a
and
lot.
digital services change that a lot.
I had like 500 VHS tapes, had tons of DVDs, even some Blu-rays. No, not anymore. So, Blake, what's your number 5?
What did you say?
Buying movies?
Buying movies. Oh, I thought you said going to the movies.
No.
I'll say, well, it's kind of it's easier to stay home and not wear pants when you're watching movies at home. And they kept removing you from the
Theater.
theater
Thanks,
because you kept showing up with no pants.
Shut it.
Mark, your brother's in here with no pants again.
My bad. What's your number 5, Blake?
The blinking and winking Mario distracted me. I'm
You
sorry.
turned it on.
I know.
I get that for you.
No, leave it on. Just, I don't have to listen to you. All right. No, my number 5 was, and this is a weak number 5 because I do say this every year. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I don't care about the Browns anymore.
But until
football season starts, and I'm like, okay, god damn it, they suck me back in.
Tyrod Taylor, get the fever.
Woohoo!
Jim, what's number 5?
mine would be baseball cards.
Oh, man.
I used
That's a good one.
Used to love them, caught a bunch of them, got really into it, and then realized everything I was collecting is worthless because I started collecting at the wrong time.
Yeah, you had the complete set of the worst set to own.
Yeah, it's like 5 years. I have like complete sets, and yeah, there are just millions of them.
So you're not going to retire on it?
No,
Well, there went that retirement plan.
guys, still have to keep working.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, I thought about that.
Oh, I'm going to say that's Adam Sandler's fault, not your fault.
It could be. It doesn't say it's my fault. It's things I used to love, but don't really care about anymore. I mean, just with.
I still watch Happy Gilmore when I'm channel hopping.
Oh, those are great.
That's for Joey Bowen.
New one he puts out.
Yeah, that's what I watch in Modern Family with no pants.
Okay, moving on. Blake, what's your pants? Is that what you used to love, but not anymore?
No, that's my honorable mention. No, I had to throw something that's more recent into all of this so that it's topical.
Yeah.
And I really was into Gotham, and not anymore.
Yes.
So you're like Hedo. He's like, damn it, I'm suffering through it. I gotta see it till it ends.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
I
Unless
can agree
it's
to
Curse
that.
of Oak Island, and you must keep watching.
I can agree with Gotham. It's not on my list, but yeah, I started out strong on that.
And it won 4 floppies, didn't it?
It did.
At least 4.
3 for best comic book.
Yeah, it was.
Did TV show.
4th for winning best book about zombies on a Titanic.
That's right. It did that too.
Number 4 for me, I used to be really into this 24-hour news channels. Like, I love news.
You're the one.
No, not the debates. I'm a news junkie. I love it.
Oh, I hate the 24-hour. I never liked it. I thought it was terrible.
Last 5 years, I'm like, oh, dear God, I can't handle this anymore.
Because it's not news anymore.
No. It's all yelling at each other. It's like sports.
Oh, yeah.
I
don't know if they're reporting the news, even though, like, CNN headline news, where that's pretty good at just trying to be news anyway. That has always been...
Yeah, so I can't handle it. I can't watch it. I can't do it at all.
And anytime something happens, every channel for hours and hours is talking about it. You can't get away from it.
I'll throw newspapers in, too, because I love the newspaper, but our local one sucks.
Oh, it's not even local anymore, to be honest.
It's horrible.
Not even full size anymore.
Terrible.
No, that's a
tabloid
oh my God.
size. Not a broadsheet.
I feel like a giant holding it.
I got bigger.
Well, I did, but not height-wise. What's your number
3 or 4?
My number 4 is Star Wars.
I could see that.
I
don't hate you for that.
As a child, Star Wars was the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, I was stunned when people tell me their favorite toy growing up wasn't Star Wars figures, because how could it not be?
Mm-hmm. How deprived could they be?
I don't know. I mean, they must have had terrible childhoods.
Horrible.
Or they were just a little bit younger.
No, older. They were still around when after me.
No, I mean the kids are a little bit younger than you are, and they had Transformers.
Yeah, but Star Wars figures still existed.
I never got into Transformers.
Your parents bought you GoBots.
No, my grandmother did.
They weren't even GoBots. They were rip-off GoBots.
They were Walgreens. Why is it a ball? I don't get it. Hey, this one turned into a thermometer. Yay!
Actual working thermometer.
Wow, this guy turned into lip
Just don't break, because then the mercury gets out.
Lip gloss. Thanks. This turned into adult diapers. Wow, these are great. Thanks, Walgreens.
But anyway, I love Star Wars. And then the prequels came out, and they lessened it for me greatly. And now all this bickering by supposed fans who think to be a fan, you have to chase people and harass people and get them to brag about running them off Twitter, and they're just ruining what was once a good thing.
And filing petitions.
Yeah. So I went with Star Wars for my number 4.
What's your 3?
You know, if they didn't make a recent shitty movie
Stop
or two
it.
about it.
Shut up. Shut it.
No, even if they can make all the shitty movies they want. They're their movies, they can make them. It's the people then bitching about them like they have some say in the movies. The only people who have some say in the movies right now is Disney and Kathleen Kennedy. Get over it.
Well, you know, you could take your own Star Wars figures and make your own stop animation skits and movies.
You could do that.
But they don't have the seal that can be sucked off for
wait
blue
a
milk.
minute. That's been done before.
You can make your own blue milk.
Blue milk.
Or
What's your
green milk as it was in the movie.
Sorry, my bad. What's your number 3?
Let's see. My number 3. Yeah, we're going to go with professional wrestling.
Okay.
Used to like it. Liked it growing up, watching it Saturday mornings. Liked it during the 90s when they had the Monday Night Wars. And then it just kind of got same old shit week after week and terrible
I'm telling you,
personalities.
3 hours of Raw is rough to watch. And I never do. I read the recap on it. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is that there's way too much on. I love wrestling. And even I'm like, 3 hours of Raw is rough. And then the next day is 2 hours of SmackDown.
Pretty rough. When I hit puberty, I left wrestling.
That's because he had to take off his pants.
Number 3 for me.
Well, I was going to say about wrestling. Jason, did you hear that Cincinnati's own Greg Hamilton is going to move back to town?
Really?
Yes.
Is he not doing the wrestling?
No, he's still doing it, but he realized he's living other places, and
He's living on the road.
he's just paying too much for
homeless.
He's paying too much for his apartment or everything. So he's like, I'm never there. So why not move back home?
Can we get him on our show?
I will try.
Okay. He is SmackDown's wrestler or announcer.
Yep.
For one fall. One fall. My number 3 is Jeff. You might be in this one too. Collecting comic books. I used to really love it, and I do love comic books. I just can't justify collecting them, like going to the store, getting them, spending the money on it anymore.
That was my number 1.
Was it?
Yeah.
Put on the board.
No, I was, like you said.
I like the independent ones more.
One, I was more into the superhero comics, mostly Marvel, some DC, and they started playing games right about the same time I needed to free up some finances. So it's like, I really haven't missed it. For the last 3 years, I haven't bought a comic book, and I don't miss it. I bought them from the age 19 to 43. That's
Your range?
That's when I was buying comics, and now the last 3 years, nope.
I've been happy that I've gotten the independent ones at the expo and comic conventions I've been to.
Yeah.
I like getting those. They're different. So that's been kind of I've been enjoying. I like seeing the off the wall ones and that.
I mean, I'm all for it as a viable literary contribution to society.
Yes. But I just don't get the feel to go to the store anymore.
Yeah, but like I said, the big companies I think are just started missing the mark, and
I didn't like the attitude in some of the stores I went to.
And that hurts too. When
yeah. So that's number 3. Blake, what's number 3?
My 3, 2, and 1 are like really serious.
Okay, what's
these
3?
are things that I really used to love, and now I just haven't done. My number 3 is I used to do a lot of miniature painting.
Oh, okay.
Not little tiny postage stamps, Jason, but little
I know what it
fantasy
is.
miniatures.
Yes.
And I got pretty halfway, pretty decent at it, and then I just stopped and was like,
A lot of time, a lot of effort.
A lot of time, but things I don't have anymore, time and effort. And I even had the stupid little stand you could use to hold the thing for me so I can have both hands free.
Ooh.
I even had one of those nerd magnifying specs, the the big magnifying glass thing.
Yeah.
So I could look real close and get
did you have one of the magnifying
detail.
lamps with the light?
I had the light. Yes. I
you
even
still
had
have that
that.
stuff?
No, this past Christmas I took all my Reaper miniatures and stuff that I painted, and I gave them to my nephew, 13-year-old nephew, and my niece who are getting into D&D. So
okay.
I gave them to them, and they thought it was the best thing ever.
That is the best thing ever.
It was
Oh,
pretty
good for
cool.
them.
And then I had regret because of I had thousands of hours in that stuff, and those things looked really cool. And I was like, I hope they don't fuck them up.
They looked out the window and they were using a magnifying glass to burn them outside with the sun.
They're blowing them up with firecrackers.
Well, the good news is, that, especially the one you had, I'm sure most of them are the pewter or the metal ones.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're not going to melt like the plastic ones.
Yeah,
that
not
they
the
do
plastic ones.
nowadays.
Yeah, these are actual. Yeah, the little miniature pewters, and
But that made will ruin it.
It was pretty rough. Yeah, I was like, hey, it's like I literally had these sitting, in their box for years. It's at least 6-7 years. I haven't even broke them out. And when I did break them out, look at them, I'm like, man, this is really cool. I was actually good at this stuff. And I gave them away, and then I was like, maybe I should have kept those.
Go up to their door. Can I have it back?
Hey, are you playing with those? I want them back.
I want that. Jim, what's your number 3?
My number 3 goes from something that I really, really, really enjoyed to something that I think is one of the worst things on the planet.
Okay.
That's a big jump.
It's ESPN.
It's a good one. I thought about that. I agree.
It was just, when it first... Well,
It was must-see TV.
Especially with the likes of Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann,
It was
Stuart
entertainment.
Scott, and those guys doing all the recap and everything. Their catchphrases were fantastic. Now it's just politicized, repetitive, and argumentative. I mean, it's
Steve Smith didn't bring you back into it?
oh.
Stephen A. Smith.
But Woody Page did.
What's your number 2?
Number 2 is video games. I pretty much have video games from the Atari 2600 up to the PlayStation 4, and most of them in between. And now I play I used to play hundreds of hours a week, and now I play about 2.
Really?
Because you have a life now?
Yeah, and I'm not a big first-person shooter guy.
Yeah.
And that's
Everything's
what-
turned into
And
first-person
that's what
shooters.
everything's coming
Yeah.
into.
It's all shit.
I'd rather go back and play the 8-bit games that were meant just for entertainment. Just
Damn it, I'm playing Mega Man.
yeah, I'm gonna play Mega Man 10.
3. 3 was good.
Damn it, I'm going back to the Atari and playing Warlords.
Ooh, I like Warlords when you each had a castle.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that one.
It was like four-corner breakout.
Yep.
Damn it, I'm going back to Atari and playing Beat 'em, Suck 'em.
Yeah, I agree with your video game thing, except for Rock Band. I still play that.
How much did you spend this weekend on it?
Nothing, actually, because I haven't played all the songs I bought for the past
Blake,
No, but the Fallout 76. They fucking ruined that franchise. Now it's multi-fucking player universe.
Multiplayer online.
Yeah.
Multiplayer online?
Everything,
Shit.
everything going online too. I'm like,
Fuck.
I
Yeah.
really don't want to play with everybody.
No.
Oh, yeah,
I
Final
don't.
Fantasy when they went online. I'm like, fuck you.
I like I like the sports
Elder
ones.
Scrolls going online.
Yeah.
You're like, get away from that shit and put out a good real game.
You could do that after you release the new stuff. And
Or don't
make
even do it at all.
Yeah.
But I never play sports games online. I always do my franchise and
Yeah.
that's it.
If I wanted to play with other people, I'd go outside.
And play kickball.
Yeah,
Oh, can we play kickball?
let's go.
Let's go. That's the end of the show. See ya. Blake was number 2.
Speaking of playing with other people, I used to be in LSD, the League of Social Darters.
Oh, God. Good thing I thought you were talking about drugs.
Do drugs, right?
I'm
didn't
kind
know
of
that.
down on drugs now. They used to be good, but back in the old days, drugs were good for you.
But that was part of the joke of LSD. What are you doing on Thursday night? LSD. Yeah.
And what
But
is
the
your
League of
league?
Social Darters. Yeah, I know we used to play all over the place. That's how I know where the pubs are over here on this side of town. You know, because they used to host
darts.
number the
darts. Okay.
Darters, yeah.
Darters, yeah.
Well, I never heard the phrase of someone who throws darts as a darter.
I thought he meant that he got out of social arrangements. Like he was like,
Yeah, I thought he was just like running around town or something. Dart here, dart there. Or had a dodge dart. I don't know.
No, man, I was really into it. I even had my own titanium tungsten, darts and
I had a nice set
custom
of darts.
flights and all that kind of
Hammerheads?
shit. Yeah.
What happened to
Hammerheads.
you?
I had to stop drinking and smoking every Thursday night.
Problem I had with darts is a lot of them just went to the stupid electronic dartboard scoring and shit.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, and it originally started off as a spin-off from the more serious competitive darters, but which is why it was jokingly called LSD. And then, but it was really cool because you would have to go to different designated pubs and bars around all over Cincinnati and the West Side, and show up and play the other teams that were there, and it was pretty cool. And then, after a while, I'm just like, my ability peaked, and I'm like, I can't do any better. And then the team broke up, and I said, oh well,
I'm out. Fuck it.
But I did enjoy it an awful lot.
Yeah, I never got into dart leagues. I played a lot of darts,
Yeah.
being a bartender and hang around in bars a lot. My favorite, we used to hang out at the Barrel House Brewery. It used to be open down in OTR in Cincinnati. And we'd be there on Tuesday afternoons, and we would get a bunch of nice beer and drink that and play darts for like 2 hours. And then the dart league would come in after us. And so we would actually warm up. Like they would warm up and play us. And we would just kick the crap out of these guys. And like, why aren't you guys in the league? We're like, because if it's like this, we don't want to be in it.
Because there's no competition.
That was your number 2?
Yeah.
My number 2 is superhero shows on the CW. I really was big into the Arrow and Flash, and I just kind of fell out. I liked DC Legends of Tomorrow still, and I just kind of fell out of it.
Oh, yeah, because Black Lightning came out and it sucks.
I like Black Lightning. But the problem is that this season is way too long. I think part of the reason I like Black Lightning is because it was only 13 episodes. So, yeah, the superhero shows on CW. Jeff, what's your number 2?
Yeah, my number 2 is fantasy football.
Oh, okay.
Used to really like fantasy football.
Until you won it all last year.
Yeah, well, last couple of years I was like,
Half-assing it.
yeah, pretty much. Sad part was I did 3 leagues last year, won 2 of the 3, finished second in the third,
I beat him.
and I still have no. Well, that's the thing. Drafting my teams, went in with absolutely no prep. Had Blake draft one for me because I didn't want to give up doing something I liked doing rather than draft.
That was masturbating.
Without pants.
Who masturbates with pants on?
Well, they're around the ankles.
You bastards.
Does that count as being on?
No.
If they're around the ankles.
He really likes Charlie's Angels. Okay.
But so yeah, even though I'm still playing it, I just have no desire to do so.
I can add on to that. I used to do multiple leagues like you, and then I realized I hated it because I'd watch a game and be like, yeah, I scored a touchdown. Well, that works for me in this league.
But
that
hurts me in that
against me in
league.
that league. And I was like, I just had to reel it in and go back to 1 or 2 max, and that's it.
See, what you do is you just draft Todd Gurley in all your leagues, and then you win.
Yeah.
Being in 6 leagues, I made it that I won't look at my teams until the 4 o'clock games are over.
I do the same thing.
That way, I'm rooting for the teams I want to win, and maybe my favorite players, even if I have them or not. But I don't care who I'm playing against.
And we're rooting against the Steelers.
Yes.
That's a nice segue because my number 1 is the NFL. I don't hate it. I just don't care. I used to really be into it. I enjoy watching the games and having them on in the background. I just don't care, though. And, I like my Arizona Cardinals. I like the Bengals. But I just don't care, though. If they lose in that, My Cardinals I really like, but I think it's because I'm so far away from Arizona, obviously, that I don't get the everyday thing.
You don't hear about them all the
Even though I
time.
like them on Facebook, I get a lot of updates. But but the NFL, and again, I don't care about it. I don't hate it. I just don't care it as much anymore. I used to really love it. I used to have Sundays where we're playing around football and that. Not so much anymore.
I'm still a big fan, but I don't let how my team's performance does affect emotionally how I feel.
Yeah.
If the Bengals lose, Bengals lost. The Bengals win, hey, Bengals won.
Steelers lose, then everybody's.
Oh yeah, that was party.
Woo!
Fuck that.
Burn this house down!
I'm just waiting for the first Browns victory so I can be happy.
Ever?
Ever.
What's your number one, Blake?
My number one, I don't want to dwell on this topic, so I'm just going to mention it and get it done and out of the way.
All right.
You know,
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
I still enjoy Pokemon. compared to
Pokemon
this.
Go.
Pokemon Go.
My Tamagotchi.
When you're too lazy for geocaching.
What's your number one?
Number one is, this may sound nerdy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, no. Seriously, I used to love a good political science discussion.
That's my honorable mention.
Used to.
I hate it.
That's it. I hate it now.
You can't talk to
Well,
people
I
about
hate
it.
I like good
Hey.
ones. They just
You can't.
You can't find
find
them
them.
nowadays. You know.
You can down the hall.
Yeah.
On Stump?
Yeah, I was a political science major in college. I really enjoyed it and could talk about it, but no, it's awful.
I'm blaming millennials for not learning how to have a proper discourse.
Shut up! You're wrong. I need a safe space.
I feel like you probably should have gone into a major like communications because that really pays dividends.
There's a lot of IOUs.
Well, at least this injured football player can fall back on, dear God, communications. His life is ruined.
Fall back on hotel management.
Well, again, what happens if you're a political science history major and you graduate college? You don't go into like law school. You become a bartender. If you're a philosophy major, you're a barista.
You know what, Jim? I like you a lot better as a bartender than an attorney. Just saying.
And you've got better hair than most of those TV attorneys.
No, I don't.
You do. Your hair is better than Elk and Elk hair.
And
Look it up, people.
I'm just worried if I was an attorney, I'd go in, the judge would make me take my hat off.
How can you seriously hire Elk and Elk when they look like that? Jesus Christ, you guys don't make enough money to have good toupees.
Mister, now you're in court, so take off your baseball hat. No.
Who are you, Jerry Jones?
What hat?
What's your number one, Jim?
My number one is craft beers.
I better go say crafts.
It's
I was going to
craft.
say Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I used to like a good scrapbooking, but nobody likes to do it anymore. They always talk politics. I'm just trying to make glitter around my kid's picture.
But the craft beers, I used to... really, before a lot of them came around, I remember when Pete's Wicked was a big craft brewery out there. But now everything that comes out, it's so ale forward that it's because we need to make ales because it only takes a couple weeks to make them, and you just get tired of drinking the same thing over and over again, and no one's come out with anything that's been groundbreaking in years that I've actually had to drink.
Bud Light has.
Bud Light Orange.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one of those on Sunday, but I'd rather just go ahead and drink domestic beer. I still enjoy beer, but it's just, all the new things they're putting them in. Still, just give me the old-fashioned
Lager.
Give me
beers that can
cheap
pass
beer.
beers that can pass the Reinheit Gebot.
Keystone. Hams.
Beers that have like 4 ingredients.
Hams.
Hams is nasty.
Hams has hops, water, and ham.
It's ham water. Hot ham water.
Look for their news beer coming out. Pickles.
Where the water we're using came from the jar of pickles when we finished it.
It's just vinegar and cucumbers.
Well, at least it's high in electrolytes.
How come the crops aren't growing? Who's got honorable mentions?
Mine was politics. Mm-hmm. The television show Weeds. The first like 3 seasons, like this is great, and it's like, even with that, it's like Orange is the New Black. The new season just came out, and I'm like, meh, don't care.
I can see that, yeah.
And the other honorable mention is Jason Brigger. I used to really, really like him, but now, That answer actually came from my dad.
I haven't seen your dad in 12 years.
That's
Yeah,
why.
he doesn't miss you one bit.
Oh,
See if I send him another Christmas card.
I don't think you have been. Oh yeah, you did. Never mind.
That might be why he
Let's see, my honorable mentions. I had adulting. You know when you
Oh, I'm glad. I thought you said adultery.
no, you got to be married before you can do that.
Or Chris Daughtry. I'm not sure which one you said.
You know, I used to like Chris Daughtry too, but now he's. I said adulting. You know, when you first, I'm on my own. I'm independent. It's not that good. It's worse than it's cracked up to be.
You want to be 6 again, where you wake up, you eat, you play, and you take a nap.
Or
then
you'd
you
be like-
wake up and you eat and you play, then you take a nap.
Or you'd be like Des Hassan, just stay in school.
Could do that. And I also had, it was something I had forgotten until Blake was talking. I was bowling. Used to be in bowling leagues, and they were fun. And then I don't know. Sometimes the leagues get ultra competitive when you're just there to mess around and roll the thing. And it's like, yeah, I got no desire to stay in. Someone broke into my car, stole my bowling bag. And from then on,
They
I just
left your ball there?
Nope.
no. They took everything that was in the bag,
They took the bowling bag but left the ball.
no, including my stuffed Snap from Snap, Crackle, and Pop that I won in the claw machine. That was my bowling mascot.
It was downhill since then.
It was. I'm like,
I'm out.
well, my shoes were in there, so every time I bowl, I have to get lane shoes, which suck.
You look like a clown.
I don't even care about that. They're just not comfortable.
Blake, any honorable mentions?
No, that's it. We pretty much covered it all pretty well.
Dev had Hobie. He said, just kidding. For real, he had number 5, Star Wars. Number 4, StarCraft. The video game. Country music. Big Macs. And Jolt Cola.
Jolt.
How can you get tired of Jolt Cola?
I want to figure out what happened to Big Macs to get him to.
I don't know.
You know what it is? They came out with the double quarter pounders. You get more meat on those. You just get a side of the Big Mac sauce. That must be it.
Beside Geek had the NFL.
I can agree.
This is a good one. Poker.
Oh,
Texas
that
Hold'em.
craze of poker? Yeah.
Dive bars. Cable TV. And listening to Hobie. Hey.
Yeah.
You're the Canadian of the Year.
Not next year.
That's Blake. Home Video Hustle, Brent. Love those guys. Had going to the movie theater, The Walking Dead, cable TV, WWE video games, and the UFC.
I can see that.
Let's see here. I'm just going through these real quick. We also had from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. If I had it here in a second. Talk amongst yourself. There you go.
So that was the second time I had crabs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brian Hackney. He had Adam Sandler movies without Kevin James.
Adam Sandler movies with Kevin James.
Following current events. Jawbreakers. Avocados. Fuck them.
This is my favorite answer.
And number 1, which is very timely, pants. I don't know how to feel about that.
Brian, like myself, has stopped wearing long pants like 20 years ago.
I like it.
But he liked pants at one time.
One time he wore pants.
We have 2 more. Kevin at Cincy Explorer had number 5 was Saved by the Bell. Honorable mention.
How do you not still like Saved by the Bell?
There's never enough time. Number 4, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, and its sequel, Showgirls.
3, collecting old commemorative Coke bottles.
Commemorative?
Yes.
Commemorative.
Commemorative.
They're made of Camaros.
Being a stereotypical NASCAR fan, see visual for reference what I would have looked at races when younger. Sleeveless and a camo hat. 1, political campaigning. He said, yes, I know the jokes which could have come from number 2. I've heard them all over the 20 years. FYI, that isn't a photo of me, just an internet picture of show representation. And we also had one text in from the female perspective, Blake's wife.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
She had one, marriage. I don't know.
Explains why I'm here.
So thanks, female perspective. So hopefully that works out. Maybe Scab Jeff won't win Divorce of the Year.
Ooh.
That'll take a lot to overcome that one.
Yes. There's your top 5 and the history of bad ideas. And bad idea of the week. Anyone got anything?
Wow, we had an entire top 5 of bad ideas.
Not going to Gen Con this week.
You're not?
No, that'd be a bad idea if you weren't.
Oh, mine.
Especially would be since I've got the press badge.
So that's bad idea 324.
I had one. It was going to be like 984.
What's that?
Masturbating with pants on.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
You got a lot of chafing. A lot of chafing. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum. Show titles.
All right. I think I know what it's going to be, but I'll throw out my ideas here. I had the superintendent who dumped here. Mergers and accusations. Planet XXX.
The mergers.
Vampire fondue. Pitch to our catcher. Harvey ruined the casting couch. And something to do with no pants.
I had with no pants. I said with pants? Question mark. Thank you, Kyrie Irvin. It's a rhombus. Describing the anal areas. Pluto needs respect. I had Leatherface Animal just because I liked the. It wasn't a title, just I liked the animal doing it. Intern interviews. I'll buy that for $1. Stupid Penguin.
Stupid penguin.
And I think that's all I had.
I had, can we play kickball? and who masturbates with pants on?
Too long of a title.
Okay, masturbate with pants on.
Who masturbates?
Or Hobie, now with no pants.
Hobie with no pants.
I like Harvey ruined the casting couch. I liked let's go play kickball.
I like now with no pants.
Now with no pants.
As Blake said there. I figured as much as we talked about no pants this episode,
Right.
it's the no pants episode. No pants episode if you want that. I don't know.
Now with I like to know now with no pants.
Now with no pants.
Pants off,
Right.
dance off. No.
No.
Wait, no.
I like that now with no pants.
Now with no pants.
Yes.
How are you going to spell now?
I am now. Change approved.
You've been listening to Hobie.